Welcome to Xiaopi Movie Clips. This is a 2011 biographical comedy and drama film called An Unlikely Friendship. The film tells the story of two very different people who gradually become best friends after an unexpected encounter, showing how the power of friendship can change lives and destinies. The story brings endless emotion and thought to the audience through humor and deep emotions. Here is the detailed explanation of the movie. Today I will introduce to you a 2011 biographical comedy and drama film called An Unlikely Friendship. Spoiler alert. Please proceed with caution. The story begins on a late night in Paris, with Daniel driving his boss, Vincent, through the city. When he becomes fed up with the traffic jam, Daniel starts speeding, swiftly maneuvering through vehicles, and ignoring all traffic signs. This leads to the police chasing him. Daniel bets €100 that he can shake them off, but after driving under a bridge, the police catch up through a side ambush. However, Daniel goes take care and bets €200 that he can get a police escort. The police ask him to get out of the car, and he starts acting frightened, telling them that Vincent can't move, and he is taking him to the hospital. The police find evidence when they see the wheelchair in the car, and notice Vincent convulsing. He is also pretending. Given the emergency, the police forgive Daniel's speeding, and voluntarily escort them to the hospital. To celebrate winning the bet, Daniel plays September by Earth, Wind and Fire, and they share a cigarette once the police leave. This friendship began a few months earlier. Vincent and his assistant, Sarah, were conducting interviews to find a new caregiver, but progress was slow because all the applicants gave very standard or awkward answers to their interview questions. But when Daniel suddenly barged in, they were very surprised, as he didn't care whose turn it was. He just wanted a paper proving he wasn't hired to receive unemployment benefits. He was blunt and a bit rude, even flirting with Sarah, but Vincent found him amusing, and asked him to return the next day for the signed document. Daniel returned to his modest home in a poor neighborhood, and tried to take a bath, but his siblings kept disturbing him. Eventually, he managed to bathe with the help of his sister, Leah. In the evening, their mother came home, and Daniel gave her a stolen gemstone ornament, telling her he was going on vacation. His mother was angry about his sudden appearance, after he had disappeared for 6 months, without any contact. She was at her limit and kicked him out, telling him not to come back. Daniel spent the night with friends from the neighborhood, smoking and snacking. The next day, Daniel returned to Vincent's house to get the document. The housekeeper, Isabella, greeted him and gave him a tour of the house. Isabella explained Vincent's daily routine, and showed him the room he would have, complete with a private bathroom. Daniel was fascinated by the bathtub for a while before being taken to see Vincent. Vincent gave him the signed paper, but also offered him a job opportunity. Daniel accepted a 1-month trial period, with Vincent betting he wouldn't last 2 weeks. After moving his things into the room, Daniel began learning how to care for Vincent. He had to learn how to keep Vincent's legs stimulated, put him in his wheelchair, and help him bathe and dress. Although Daniel was initially unhappy with these tasks, he eventually accepted them as part of his job. At night, while Daniel was enjoying snacks on the roof, he was interrupted by Vincent's daughter, Emma, and her boyfriend, Lucas, who were looking for a private spot to make out. Daniel refused to share his beer, and chased them away. Soon, Daniel adapted to the daily routine with Vincent, despite making some mistakes at first, such as handing Vincent the phone instead of putting it to his ear, or forgetting about the baby monitor during baths. He also learned to sort the mail into different folders. Most letters he would open for Vincent, but there was a series of private letters he wasn't allowed to see. When he found a flyer advertising female escorts, he decided to create a special file for them instead of throwing them away as Vincent had instructed. In this new life, it wasn't all work. Daniel still ensured he had a good time. He kept trying to pursue Sarah, but to no avail, and sometimes called escorts for company in bed. One morning, Isabella scolded him for being late, and found some dangerous weapons in his bag, but didn't mention it for the moment. Daniel's task for the day was to drive Vincent out, but he refused to place Vincent in the van's back like cargo, so he took him in an unused luxury car. Vincent initially thought it was inappropriate, but soon enjoyed the faster, less boring ride, despite Isabella's objections. When they tried to leave the building, a neighbor blocked their entrance, ignoring the no parking sign. Daniel didn't hesitate to confront the person, grabbing his shirt and threatening him until he moved the car. Vincent was impressed by his actions, but Isabella disapproved again. The two went to a museum, where Vincent intended to buy an artwork, but Daniel thought it wasn't worth the price as it was just a piece of red paint. Later, Vincent met a relative, who expressed concern about Daniel, fearing he might be violent. He also found out Daniel had a criminal record, but Vincent didn't care. He appreciated Daniel because he didn't pity him, and was willing to joke with him. After another failed attempt to woo Sarah, Daniel had dinner in the kitchen with Isabella, while listening to Vincent dictate a letter to Sarah. Isabella claimed it was a private conversation, and turned off the baby monitor, continuing to explain the situation. Vincent and a woman named Clara were pen pals. These were the letters he didn't allow Daniel to open. They had never met, and their relationship was purely through correspondence. Speaking of love, Daniel teased Isabella, because the gardener always looked at her, then went to bed. While trying to sleep, Daniel heard strange noises from the baby monitor. Vincent was having trouble breathing. Even though he tried to ignore it, he couldn't, so he went into Vincent's room, guiding him through the attack with comforting words and a wet cloth. Vincent eventually fell asleep, but woke up a few minutes later, saying he needed air. This time Daniel didn't hesitate. He put Vincent in his wheelchair, covered him with a blanket, and took him for a walk by the river. Vincent hadn't seen Paris at night for a long time, and now more relaxed, he explained to Daniel that the medication could only do so much, and sometimes he experienced phantom pain. When they saw some girls passing by, Vincent also admitted that he couldn't please a woman because of his condition, but he still enjoyed some satisfaction when his ears were massaged, as these were sensitive areas. When the phantom pain threatened to return, Daniel shared a joint with Vincent, who was initially skeptical, but eventually enjoyed it. Later, they went to a restaurant, sharing a meal and jokes. Vincent praised Daniel as a promising art critic, even though he told Vincent's relative it was just a piece of red paint. On the way home, Daniel criticized Vincent's taste in park statues, and showed him what he considered more beautiful works. The next morning, while helping Vincent shave, Daniel picked up an electric shaver and shaved off his own beard just for fun, ending with various funny beard designs on Vincent's face. During this time, Daniel gradually learned about Vincent's past. Vincent used to be a paragliding enthusiast, but became paralyzed from the neck down due to an accident. He never gave up on enjoying life, and Daniel began to understand that Vincent needed not just a caregiver, but someone who could understand him and enjoy life with him. In their adventures, Daniel took Vincent to a paragliding site, allowing him to experience flying again. This experience not only rekindled Vincent's long-lost excitement, but also deepened their friendship. They laughed and cried together, gradually becoming indispensable parts of each other as lives. Daniel's transformation was evident not only in his care for Vincent, but also in his own growth. He learned responsibility, respect, and caring, and his life became richer and more colorful. Vincent's family and friends gradually accepted Daniel, seeing his genuine dedication and change. In the end, Daniel took Vincent to a beautiful vacation spot where they enjoyed the scenery and the peaceful time together. Vincent told Daniel he had never been so happy, and they marveled at the beauty of life and the preciousness of friendship. Through this story, we see how an unlikely friendship changed the lives of two men. Daniel grew from a directionless young man into a responsible person, and Vincent found joy and hope in life again with Daniel's company. The film humorously and touchingly tells us that true friendship can overcome all difficulties, bringing infinite strength and courage. I hope you enjoyed today's movie explanation. Thank you for watching.